Good morning. This is the Thursday, November 21st meeting of the Commission for Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission. Would you take the roll, please?
Commissioner Chowry?
Here.
Commissioner Curran?
Here.
Commissioner Floyd?
Here.
Commissioner Glenn?
Here.
Commissioner Japon Porter?
Here.
Commissioner Hayes?
Here.
Commissioner Miletus?
Here.
Commissioner Warren?
Here.
Chair Doherty?
Here. Certainly, anybody have any questions on the minutes from October 17th meeting? And if not, I would look for a motion to approve.
Chair,
Commissioner,
I move to approve the October 17th, 2024 commission meeting minutes as written. Second.
moved and seconded. Any comments, questions? Can we have the roll, please?
Commissioner Chowry?
Here.
Commissioner Curran?
Yes.
Commissioner Floyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Glenn?
Yes.
Commissioner Japon Porter?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayes?
Yes.
Commissioner Miletus?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Chair Doherty?
Yes. So now, Craig, you're going to give us an update, if you would.
I'm gonna give you an update on the, I'm gonna give you a construction update. Normally, Mr. Steve Robbins would be doing this, but Steve has gone back to Legislative Fiscal Office. So we wish him well. We got to send him off last week. So I don't know if he's on here. He didn't want to send off, I try to respect that, but Steve Robbins, if you're listening, or if you listen later, thank you for your service to OLCC. And because of his service, I have a really good update to give you on construction. So thanks, Steve. The update is, so for the new commissioners and for the commissioners that have served a while, remember the way we're doing this construction is with a CMGC, construction manager, general contractor. That way of doing things takes a lot of work, a lot of collaboration with the contractor, with OLCC, and then DAS procurement and DOJ, because it's an iterative process. A big landmark for that is the guaranteed maximum price. This is the proposal from the construction firm J.E. Dunn. That we then, obviously it's important because it sets the guaranteed maximum price. But the other thing it does is it sets our construction schedule. So I'm very happy that we have that construction, the GMP from J.E. Dunn on budget. We've had Steve review it and he's approved it and has sent it on to DAS procurement and DOJ. And we have DOJ and DAS are, using their words, laser focused on getting that done by our execution date, which is execution of the contract. Not something more morbid, sorry. The execution of the contract date is December 10th. So really happy to have our construction process at this point. And so that's the update. Really appreciate all the work that J.E. Dunn and Steve's Distilled Spirits team and Jeff Samuels and everyone have done to this point. Also, I wanted to let you know, I think Steve had talked about the material handling system, AKA the giant set of belts and that get the cases of liquor out to our 285 stores. Remember, we also had an amendment to the contract, so J.E. Dunn start finding a subcontractor to start looking to purchase that. That's an over $20 million purchase. It's key to this system because our staff are putting cases on a belt that is then going to what will be 10 doors. We'll have doors enough for 10 trucks. And this will just be so much more efficient. We'll be able to maintain more brands for Oregonians. We'll be able to maintain more small business brands that are getting into distilling. So J.E. Dunn has got that amendment and is actively working on that to find someone who can get that ordered because we want to have as much lead time as possible because that's a very sophisticated system. And then the other thing that Steve and Jeff wanted me to update you on is that we're just continually validating all of the blueprints, the schematics, making sure we've got our mechanical systems, plumbing, electrical systems all correct. So we will, I think at our next meeting, we'll have an executed GMP, and that means we'll have a schedule. So speaking of that schedule, Steve had said at the last meeting, we were looking at doing the groundbreaking on December 5th. We're going to postpone that for 3 reasons. Not because the construction is postponed, the construction's on track. But Canby needs to make sure that they go through the public hearings model. We want to honor that they need to do notice and get the public hearing for our permits. We thought that would be completed in October, but they had a notice issue, so it's going to be on their December. That sounds familiar, right? Laura, notice issues on a public meeting. We want to honor those public meeting laws and our partners. We don't want to get ahead of that process. Now we can do a groundbreaking off of an actual construction schedule rather than a ceremonial groundbreaking. And so I talked to Jeff this morning, and it looks like in early spring, we'll have a more definite schedule once we get the execution of the GMP. But it looks like early spring, they'll be moving earth. That's a big move. I would love to see some bulldozers grading out that parcel. So we're gonna look to go off of that construction calendar for our groundbreaking. And the third reason that we're going to postpone it is we have John Brady. John, could you raise your hand? I think you met most of the folks. We've hired a director of communications that we think can make sure that we do a really good job with that groundbreaking ceremony of explaining why the new warehouse is so critical to the control model, which is so critical to making sure that people don't excessively consume, make sure that we have a big enough warehouse, like I said, for all of the spirits that we want to get out to our consumers in a timely manner. So that's my update for those 3 reasons. We're gonna go off of a construction schedule, and I'm excited. I'm very excited, and it's good news that we're on budget with our GMP.
Any questions? We're going to talk about stipulated settlements, and I would go into recess if there are some serious questions about what we've studied on the stipulated settlements. Otherwise, we can handle everything out here. Mr. Green, would you take us through this? Make us smart here. That may take a couple of days here.
Morning,
Good
Chair.
morning.
Good morning, Commission. My name's David Green. I'm a case presenter with the Administrative Hearings Division and with OLCC, and I have 3 alcohol stipulated settlement agreements for your consideration. If you have any questions? Yeah.
Just one away here. No, I think we're good. Any questions from anybody? In which case I would entertain a motion then to approve the stipulated. We were way too easy on you.
You were. I mean, you can make it more difficult if you like.
Chair, I move to ratify the 3 alcohol stipulated settlement agreements as proposed by staff.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? We have the roll, please.
Commissioner Chowry,
Yes.
Commissioner Curran,
Yes.
Commissioner Floyd,
Yes.
Commissioner Glenn,
Yes.
Commissioner John Porter.
Yeah.
Commissioner Hayes,
Yes.
Commissioner Miletus.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Chair Doherty.
Yes. And now, Nicole, can you come up and help us here? Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Is it Alan? David, I'm sorry, David. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Chair Doherty and Commissioners. For the record, my name is Nicole Blase and I'm the Rules Coordinator for the OLCC. I'm here to present one rulemaking action for your consideration today. We have a temporary action for the artificially derived CBN extension. In 2021, the Oregon legislature passed House Bill 3000, which gave the OLCC authority to regulate artificially derived cannabinoids within the OLCC licensed adult use market. Because of the potential public health risks of artificially derived cannabinoids, OLCC adopted OAR 845-025-1310 to set minimum requirements for artificially derived cannabinoids in adult use cannabis products. These are essentially the same as for the introduction of any new ingredient into a food or dietary supplement. The manufacturer must either make a determination that the artificially derived cannabinoid is generally recognized as safe or submit a new dietary ingredient notification to the FDA for the artificially derived cannabinoid and receive a no objections response. At the same time, the OLCC created a time-limited exemption where CBN did not need to meet these requirements. This was based in part on the relatively lower risk profile of artificially derived CBN. This exemption was originally set to expire on July 1st, 2023. When no artificially derived CBN manufacturer had met the requirements by early 2023, the OLCC extended the deadline for 18 months to January 2, 2025, based on input from manufacturers at a rules advisory committee that this would be an adequate time to meet the requirements. The rule did not include any allowance for products containing artificially derived CBN to continue to be sold after January 2nd, 2025, unless they meet the general requirements for artificially derived cannabinoids. At this time, it appears that there are still no artificially derived CBN manufacturers that have met these requirements. Commission staff proposed to extend the deadline for artificially derived CBN to meet the general requirements for artificially derived cannabinoids by 6 months. Staff are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Commissioners? I have a question. If they just don't comply, do we just keep extending? I'm not sure how this.
I believe, Stephen Crowley, have you joined us? I believe
Yes.
that's the last extension, but I don't want to confirm that. Stephen, are you with us?
Yes. Chair Doherty, for the record, my name is Stephen Crowley. I'm the Hemp and Cannabinoid Compliance Coordinator for the OLCC. It is our intention that this be the final extension on these rules. We've been staying in touch with the manufacturers of artificially derived CBN. We even after the previous extension, we kept in contact with the primary supplier of artificially derived CBN to the OLCC market. And earlier this year, they still believed they were on track to meet their requirements by fourth quarter of this year. It was only in the last few months that they discovered that they would be unable to meet that deadline. They're still optimistic about being able to meet their requirements early next year. But also, even if they're unable to meet those requirements, there are now more manufacturers who are capable of producing naturally derived CBN that isn't subject to these requirements to supply the market. If it turns out that there is no viable source of artificially derived CBN going forward. So I think it is our intention that this be the final extension of the deadline.
And if they don't comply, they cannot market anything. Is that correct?
Chair Doherty, yes, that's correct. If they can, this extension would allow them to continue making products with the artificially derived CBN past January 2nd, but they still need to be mindful of that July 1st deadline, because that's not only a deadline for manufacturing of the products, but sale to consumers and distribution of products containing artificially derived CBN that doesn't meet these requirements. So if they're unable to meet the requirements by that time, any remaining artificially derived CBN in the market will need to be removed from shelves, and businesses that want to continue making and selling these products will need to use alternative sources of naturally derived CBN.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Chair? Chair.
Commissioner?
So let me be clear, this is a 2-year extension that they failed to meet? How long has this been?
Yes, Commissioner Glenn, Chair Doherty, this is the original deadline was July 2023, which gave the industry an 18-month grace period to comply with those requirements. We extended that another 18 months till January 2025, and then this will be an additional 6 months beyond that. So altogether, 3.5 years basically to meet the requirements.
And do you have some confidence that they will? It feels like a long time to give an exception for something like this.
It is a long time. It is a fairly cumbersome process to meet these requirements. There's a lot of data that needs to be collected, toxicology studies run. I know that the main manufacturer of artificially derived CBN for our market is confident they'll be able to meet these requirements. I don't have enough insight into their business to know how much confidence to have in that, but I am confident that there will be other manufacturers capable of supplying naturally derived CBN that's not subject to these requirements if they are unable to meet this final extension.
What has the challenge been for meeting compliance?
It's a really complex, this specific thing is really complex. This specific CBN is very unique molecule or whatever. And I think staff did a good job. It was trend setting, and I think they've been anxious to extend it. Did any of the other states, are any of the other states doing anything like this?
Commissioner Miletus, Chair Doherty, no, at this point, I believe Oregon is still the only state that is applying a GRAS or NDIN standard for artificially derived cannabinoids. There are some states that have outright prohibited them. There are some states that haven't yet grappled with how to regulate them, so they're de facto permitted. But I think Oregon is still the only state that has taken a nuanced look at how to regulate these appropriately and put guardrails around them.
Yeah, I'm glad we are. If we're leading in this, I certainly want to take the time to get it right, but thank you for your help. Is any other questions on this? Stephen, thank you very much for that. That helps quite a bit. In which case, I would entertain a motion for the rules. Got the motions here?
Chair,
Yes, there we are. Thank you, Commissioner.
I move to temporarily amend OARs 845-025-1310, 845-026-0400, and 845-026-0410, effective November 21st, 2024 through May 19th, 2020.
Okay.
Been moved in second. Any further discussion? Can we take the roll, please?
Commissioner Chowry,
Yes.
Commissioner Curran,
Yes.
Commissioner Floyd,
Yes.
Commissioner Glenn,
No.
Commissioner Concorder.
Yeah.
Commissioner Hayes,
Yes.
Commissioner Miletus,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Chair Doherty.
Yes. Is that it?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Appreciate it very much. And with that, I think, yes,
Well, I just was gonna share something. It's not the time.
pardon?
I just wanted to share something. It's now.
Yes, please.
Actually, I believe, we were on the public health training together. I just want to thought you looked familiar. I just really, I had an opportunity, Armand and, our director gave a training on public health that we were able to attend. I attended it before I went to Oregon Recover's conference. It was a really good training. And as we've had discussion, what is public health? when we talk about public health, what does it mean? Just want to encourage all of us and encourage you to give us the opportunity to attend the training. And I don't know how you felt about it. But I would encourage all of us to kind of bring up our understanding. I don't know where all your understanding is of public health. I don't want to act like you don't have it, but I'm directed a department with public health in it and still learned some new ideas and new thoughts, and particularly how it relates to OLCC. So encourage you all to take that training and to have it offered.
How long a training was it? What did it take?
90 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
And they were very entertaining.
Well, we see a lot of entertainment here, so.
It was online, but it was, I mean, you guys were online.
Yeah.
But it was just like a PowerPoint with discussion. So,
See if we can get something.
Yeah.
Set up for us. I think that would be very valuable.
Yeah, I think, I want to thank Arno for doing that and for, we'd be happy to do that. What we did is we try to do it in a small setting so that we can just, have an informal discussion, and that's how we did it. And so we wanted to start with new folks, like Alicia said, I know some of y'all know this better than I do probably. And so, but I'd be happy to, if y'all are interested, I'd be happy to set up a training. So, Arno and I can go over some of the public health stuff we're learning for alcohol and cannabis. Be happy to.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. Appreciate that. Anything else for the good of the order? Then we are adjourned.